Samsung fans may not be thrilled about this latest rumor. The Galaxy S27 is still many months away from launch, but early reports suggest Samsung could be sticking with a strategy that some users have been criticizing for years. And if these leaks are accurate, the standard Galaxy S27 might feel a lot more familiar than many people were hoping for. According to recent reports, Samsung may not be preparing any major upgrades for either the display or the rear camera system. That's a surprising claim, because those are usually the areas where consumers expect the biggest year-over-year improvements. Sources within the industry reportedly haven't seen the usual signs of major display or camera development, suggesting that significant hardware changes may not be in the works. However, there's another side to this story. Samsung is reportedly exploring the possibility of using a different display supplier for the Galaxy S27. Why is that important? If the display technology remains largely unchanged, Samsung may not need a completely new panel design specifically for the device. That possibility has sparked plenty of questions about the company's long-term plans. Could Samsung be reserving its most exciting upgrades for the Ultra model? Or are there major changes still hidden behind closed doors? At this stage, nobody really knows. And that uncertainty is exactly what makes these early leaks so intriguing. Before jumping to conclusions, there's one important thing to remember. The Galaxy S27 is still deep in development. With roughly 9 months remaining before launch, Samsung has more than enough time to adjust its plans. So while current reports point toward a relatively modest upgrade, the final product could end up looking very different. Meanwhile, another leak is creating even more excitement. The Galaxy S27 lineup could feature an unprecedented number of processor options. Not one, not two, but potentially as many as 8 different chip configurations. And one of them could significantly reshape the flagship smartphone market. According to leaked information, Qualcomm is testing a surprisingly large number of versions of its upcoming Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 6 platform. The biggest shock is that the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 6 Pro alone may come in 6 separate variants. That's something we've rarely seen from Qualcomm on this scale. So why would Qualcomm take this approach? The answer appears to be cost. As flagship processors become increasingly expensive to manufacture, Qualcomm may be looking for new ways to balance premium performance with more manageable production costs. Things become even more interesting when examining the rumored lineup. Reports suggest Samsung could have access to 6 versions of the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 6 Pro, 1 standard Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 6, and 1 Exynos 2700 processor. That creates a total of 8 possible chipset options for the Galaxy S27 family. But not all Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 6 Pro chips are expected to be identical. Some versions are reportedly tuned for maximum performance, while others focus on delivering flagship capabilities at lower cost. The premium AC variants are said to support next-generation LPDDR6 memory and could be paired with ultra-fast UFS 5.0 storage. These versions are designed for users who want the absolute best speed and responsiveness available. The BC variants, on the other hand, are expected to utilize the current LPDDR5X memory standard, while still delivering flagship-grade performance. These models could help manufacturers reduce costs without sacrificing the overall user experience. And memory may not be the only difference. Reports indicate Qualcomm could be implementing a silicon binning strategy, allowing certain chips to run at higher clock speeds, while others operate at slightly reduced frequencies. Apple has used similar techniques for years to create multiple performance tiers from a single architecture. For Samsung, this approach could provide tremendous flexibility. Different models, different regions, and different pricing tiers could all use variations of the same processor family, while still delivering a premium flagship experience. If these leaks prove accurate, the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 6 Pro could become one of the most powerful mobile processors ever developed. Built on an advanced 2nm process, it may power the next generation of ultra-premium smartphones and launch in more configurations than any Snapdragon chip before it. Recent database appearances have also confirmed that Samsung's Galaxy S27 series is actively under development. The company is expected to introduce 4 devices: the Galaxy S27, Galaxy S27 Plus, Galaxy S27 Pro, and the top-tier Galaxy S27 Ultra. Performance could be one of the biggest improvements. Early reports indicate that the Galaxy S27 Ultra may feature Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Elite elite Gen 6 Pro chipset, potentially offering faster speeds, smoother gaming performance, and improved efficiency compared to previous generations. Samsung is also rumored to be working on camera enhancements. A new autofocus system may be in development, allowing the camera to lock onto subjects more quickly and accurately. This could result in sharper photos, smoother videos, and better results when capturing moving objects. Battery life may be another major selling point. Some reports suggest Samsung could finally increase battery capacity to 6,000 mAh. Combined with a more efficient processor, that upgrade could deliver some of the strongest battery performance ever seen on a Galaxy Ultra device. The display is expected to remain one of Samsung's greatest strengths, offering premium OLED technology with excellent brightness, vibrant colors, and deep contrast levels. Samsung is currently expected to unveil the Galaxy S27 lineup in February 2027. However, there is one concern. Rising manufacturing costs may lead to higher prices across the entire range. Even with a potential price increase, the Galaxy S27 Ultra is already shaping up to be one of the most exciting Android flagships of 2027. Faster performance, upgraded cameras, a larger battery, and Samsung's premium design language could make it a standout device. Samsung may also be preparing to address one of the biggest complaints users have had for years: battery capacity. For a long time, Samsung remained committed to a 5,000 mAh battery in its flagship phones. While competitors continued pushing toward larger capacities, Samsung largely stayed the same. That trend may finally be changed. Recent reports indicate that the Galaxy S27 Pro could feature a 5,000 mAh battery. At first glance, that may not seem remarkable, but there's an important detail. The device is expected to be significantly smaller than the Ultra model, with reports pointing to a 6.47-inch display. That means Samsung could be delivering Ultra-level battery capacity in a much more compact smartphone. And that combination could be incredibly appealing. A smaller phone, a large battery, improved efficiency, and potentially exceptional battery life. For many users, that might be more exciting than any camera upgrade. Speaking of cameras, reports suggest the Galaxy S27 Pro could share both its primary camera and ultra-wide camera with the Galaxy S27 Ultra. If that happens, users could get flagship-level imaging performance without paying ultra-level prices. The camera story may get even better. Leaks suggest Samsung is developing a new technology for its telephoto camera system that could improve multiple areas at once. More light reaching the sensor, stronger low-light photography, sharper zoom images, and better overall image quality. But what makes this technology particularly interesting is how it works. Traditional camera systems occupy a significant amount of internal space. This new approach could allow Samsung to reorganize camera components more efficiently inside the phone. Why is that important? Because extra internal space creates opportunities. It can allow for larger camera sensors, bigger batteries, or even thinner device designs. In other words, Samsung could potentially build a slimmer smartphone without sacrificing performance or battery life. That's a combination consumers rarely get. A large battery, flagship cameras, premium performance, sleek design, and a price below the Ultra model could make the Galaxy S27 Pro one of the most attractive devices in the lineup. But Samsung may not be stopping there. Multiple reports suggest the Galaxy S27 Ultra could finally break past the long-standing 5,000 mAh battery limit that Galaxy fans have been waiting years to see. The Galaxy S27 has also appeared in the GSMA database, providing the first concrete evidence that Samsung's next flagship is moving through development. The listing reveals the device name along with the model number S952U, believed to be a carrier-locked version intended for the United States market. Interestingly, the listing provides no additional specifications. No camera details, no battery information, no display upgrades, and no performance data. Just the name and model number. While that may seem underwhelming, database listings like this are often the earliest signs that larger leaks are on the horizon. Samsung may have just revealed the first piece of the puzzle. And if history is any guide, much bigger details could emerge sooner than expected. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more updates. Thanks for so much watching, guys. See you next time.